Hi, I'm Shannon. Today we are working on making these cute little three-dimensional hearts. Okay, they're made with 8 pieces of 9-inch long, 1/4-inch wide flat reed. Okay, these guys have had soaking for a few minutes, so they're nice and soft. And you can see here, my spoke weight's about 20 years old, so it's got a little life left in it. But these are all cut at 9 inches equal. All right. And the way to start this guy, make sure your clips are ready here for you. And I'm going to use Loctite gel control glue and alligator clips to put most of this together. So first things first, I'm just going to put a little tiny dot of glue on the end here. And let's see, figuring out which is the smooth side of my reed. I'm going to put the smooth side up. I'm going to glue those two together at a nice 90-degree angle. See that? I'm going to clip this one on here. Okay. Next one I'm going to do, this one is on the one on my left is on the bottom. So now I'm going to do a second reed here. I've wiped them a little bit dry so they're not dripping wet, but still real flexible. I still want those very flexible. I'm going to give this guy, about a 1/4 of an inch gap. And I'm going to want to glue on the second one right there. Okay, see that 1/4 inch gap in there? A little bit of glue on the end. All right, clip him down also. Now I'm going to come from the other direction. Again, finding my smooth side. Oop, I got one with a break, hang on. Put another one in the water, and that guy I'm going to discard for now. Okay, so back to the smooth side. Now I have an under here and an over there, so I'm going to go back with my reed here, and he's going to go underneath that top spoke and over the second one. And we're going to go into the end there where there's that overlap, and we're going to give him just a little dot of glue in there too. And we're just going to go around this and build our little grid at the bottom, trying to keep our line straight. You see how nice and square that box is? That's our goal. Okay, alligator clip there. Now I can come back from the other direction. Okay, smooth side up. And we're just going to go right side to left side, doing our over-under pattern here. So now this one's going to come on top of the first spoke underneath the second one. Again, little dot of glue in there. Eke him back just a little bit there. Okay. Clip that one down too. So I've got 3 on the right, 2 on the left. So I'm going back to the left side now. And I'll go under this guy, the first one, over the second, under the first. And watching my grid pattern to try and keep that square each of these squares, well, square, or as close as possible. It won't be perfect because reed tends to have a little shaping on its own sometimes, but it'll be close. Okay, and make sure I've got him lined up just right. Okay, another clip there. All right, now since there's 3 and 3, I can go either direction. I'm just going to pop in and do this one. So this one, we've got an over and under and over. So we're doing the opposite. Under, over, under. Again, trying to keep a 90-degree angle with that first spoke, keeping those little squares even. I'm going to move this one over just a touch. And if I flip it over, you can see this is where my glue is going to go. Okay. Okay, now this one is the replacement for that one that I found that was cracked. So I'm just going to wipe the ends off of this so that that glue will stick a little better. But he's wet enough now. Okay, so I've got 4 here, 3 here. So on the side with the 3, I'm going to go back in and finish off my 4x4 grid pattern. So over, under, opposite the weave of the previous row. All right. Even out those squares. Okay, so now you can see from the top, it's starting to look like this nice grid. I do have to glue under this last spoke on the end, okay? Get that one clipped down. Now I am using this gel control glue for a reason. One of the reasons I really like this glue is it sticks quickly. So I don't even have to leave all these guys on here. Those joints are already set, okay? So now, side one done. It's time to look forward into side two. From when we did the first side, we started with the outside edges and worked our way in. Now we're gonna flip this over and we're gonna work inside out. So, pick either side of the inside. A little glue on the back of one. Roll his companion from the other side in. Make your 90-degree angle again. And clip. Okay, now we're going to be creating kind of a shoulder in the top of this heart. Move that over. This guy is going to come over the shoulder and bend. See that up at the top there? And this one will come underneath. We're doing the opposite basically of what we did on the first side. So this guy's going to come underneath. I need a little glue on the back there. A little glue. Check my square right there. Grab my clip. These clips, if you don't have ready access to them, I've had the best luck in finding, I love the ones with little ends. They're easier to grip, but I find them in like the hardware store in the electronics department. So keep an eye on that. Okay, now I'm going to the left-hand side, and I'm gonna go over the middle of my first bow and pulling him all the way across. He's gonna start creating the grid. Watch my squares there. I need to squeeze a little glue in here. If you haven't used this particular glue before, it gives you a great deal of control because it's got the little buttons on the side. So if you squeeze those real lightly, you're going to end up with less glue. And since it's gel, it doesn't flow around a lot on you. So that's one of my favorite things. I should probably have stock in the company at this point. All right, next things, I'm going to go in and grab my second to the outside, over the middle again. And now, since I'm on the third one, I'm going to go over, under, and keep an eye on the size of those little squares in there again. So, gluing that guy down. Okay, now I've got 3 here on this side, 2 on the other. So we'll go back to the third one over here. He bends over the middle. In this case, he'll go over, under, over. Okay. A little glue in there, and you can see our heart is coming together really nicely now. Get that guy pinched down. Now, I can actually go back and take all of those clips off side one if I want to. Those guys are all set. So now what we've got is basically this big arch shape. Okay. So, finishing this guy out, under, over, under. Keep an eye on those little squares. They're all kind of even shaped, or at least as close as you can. A little glue in there. Okay. Last clip. Even that guy out. And now I only have one left. You see how that's coming together? Open on the sides. Okay, so last one all the way over the top. And this guy is going to go under, over, over. And he's starting to dry out a little bit. I could spray him with the spray bottle, but he'll be okay, I think. There we go. Tucking them all the way in there. Now, I'm using rattan. You could actually do this with a cardstock, a thicker paper, a stiffened fabric, any of those sorts of things. It's just a fun little pattern. So, last one with a little glue on there. Okay, and now you can see that I've made those grid patterns on both sides. Even out my little squares. Pin that guy down. So, side 2 is drying here. Side 1 is already good to go. All right, so now I'm gonna take off all these inside clips. We don't need those, guys, that's all dried up. We're just gonna go to the inside of this heart. Some people do glue just right on the little tip here, but I prefer to do sort of where all three joints are. I glue those all a little bit on the inside. We're gonna take your heart and just line the points up, just like that. So they're kind of laying one on top of the other there. And then we're gonna go back and clip those down for a minute. Okay, well those are setting. I'm gonna take off this last set here. So now we've got our heart shape done. It's all ready to go. And we're just gonna take a little bit of, this is 1/8 inch, just a, polyester ribbon. There's two ways you can do this. This red heart, I've just tied a bow on both sides and left a big hanger on it. The other option is to tie just individual little bows, which you can also do on both sides. So I can do this. And just tie the shoulders together. The heart doesn't require this structurally, it's just kind of a fun way to pull it all in. Tie that up. Little bow on the top of both sides. There we go. Oops, glue in the way. Okay, and again, just tying these little bows right in the top of that shoulder. Into a bow. So now you can leave it flat. You can hang it by the bow if you'd like to. We'll take off those last couple of clips and see how fast that dried up. Those are already stuck. So not going anywhere. And we have our second little heart. There you go.